What I want to emphasize right now is that 1%, and this is based on statistics, that 1% of the illnesses that we go to see a doctor to are the injuries. 1% are injuries. 3% are genetics. So we have now 4%. Mm-hmm. And then we have 96% stress-based issues. So when you say diabetes, you would think that's physical. Even when you say well, injury can be car injury, but some people may be prone to hitting themselves and injuring themselves. That's really not truly injury. That also is a stress. Something is causing them to hit themselves more frequently than the other people. Mm-hmm. So in essence, other than these 4%, everything else, all the issues that we go to see the doctors for are based on stress.
96. And this is, and quantum biofeedback, you're saying, can deal with?
And the quantum biofeedback deals with stress. That's what it is designed for. Identify stress, reduce stress, eliminate stress, and train the body to react differently to the same stress in the future.
But really, when we're saying, and this is for the people who are watching this right now, when we're talking about stress, really, that includes things like kidney stones.
Yes.
It includes things like fertility.
Yes.
And can you just, and probably almost everything else, cancer,
well,
heart disease,
absolutely,
I don't know.
Absolutely, anxiety, depression, all the mental issues people are going through, insomnia, incontinence, aneurysm.
Almost anything.
Almost anything, really.
But I want to ask you, because in particular, because you studied psychology, right? That, but we're dealing, and this is really the first time I've heard of quantum biofeedback being able to be used for those kinds of, mental, emotional issues, right?
Yes.
And I'm just curious, I wonder if the technology is advanced enough, or that even things like, because they say that even things like financial issues can be related to, it's a fundamentally a health issue.
Yes, it is. And I'm glad that you mentioned that. It is, because at the end of the day, financial issues people are having are nothing more, and I apologize, I don't want to insult anybody, but it's nothing more than perspective. Mm. And once you change the perspective and conviction, it has to be a belief. Mm-hmm. Once you do that, mm-hmm. the energy shifts in a way that once you believe in possibility, you're actually opening the door of that possibility becoming a probability. Mm. If there is no belief in possibility, you are not within that field of quantum possibilities, because that possibility is not there. So there is no way that it will ever become a probability. Mm-hmm. That's how quantum physics works. In the field of intimate possibilities, the one that you focus on, where you actually infuse your energy, you create a probability of that manifesting. Mm-hmm. So it is true that we can work on financial, actually, it's called prosperity. It's even a protocol, prosperity protocol, that we can work on and influence the way of thinking, feeling, spiritual and mental approach toward money in a way that supports person's willingness to actually tap into the world of abundance, not to achieve it. It's not the matter of achievement. Mm-hmm. It's the matter of tapping into what already exists. Mm-hmm. Abundance is already all around us.
It's all around us, right?
We just have to find a way to tap into it and to claim it as our own.
Okay.
And this is the way how we can actually do it with this modality.
So Jasna, how does it work with you? If somebody wants to follow up with you, and maybe they're dealing with some health issues, maybe even some financial issues or whatever, I mean, what's the first step they take?
Well,
How
the
does it work?
first step is really to contact either to the website or to call on the phone and to schedule the appointment.
Is that the right
This
website
is
there?
mylifeforce.ca, absolutely, and the phone 647-996-1400. And during the first session, we would book approximately good 2 hours. At the first session, not only that we collect a lot of information and chat and address all the questions people may have, but we also develop a big report on over 46 pages identifying where the stressors are and how to deal about it.
Yeah.
And we also deliver the first stress reduction program, the training. And then after that, on a weekly basis, we would schedule the appointment until the time comes where all the issues are eliminated and person goes back happy camper. And that would be the end of the treatment.
And let me ask you, so obviously the cost of healthcare is a big issue. It's a big issue in the U.S. It's a big issue in Canada where we have public healthcare. And the provincial budget seems a bigger portion of it. Every budget is taken up by the healthcare. I'm just wondering, what do you think would happen if the medical mainstream were to adopt or embrace quantum biofeedback?
That would be fantastic. People will be getting help without need to pay for it. And that's actually happening in the States.
Mm-hmm.
In the States, this quantum biofeedback is already medical device too,
Mm-hmm.
which means they cover for it.
Wow, okay.
Here in Canada, it's not.
Yeah.
It is still in the field of alternatives. Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
it has to go from people's pockets.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to a day where we would be similar as in the States or in Europe, where you actually have this covered.
And I wanted, because you've been doing this for 10 years, like, you know, when you get a regular computer, they're always updating the software and that sort of thing. Have you seen significant advances in the overall system of quantum biofeedback? Like, do they learn new things?
Every second year, it's a mandatory for us to update the system to
Okay.
include new developments. For example, the Zika virus, West Nile virus, all these new diseases that are coming out,
Yeah.
then get actually covered, translated into energetics and put into the system so that we can deal with it. And it is very up to date and current. So there are right now I'm not aware, unless in last 24 hours some new disease got introduced.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of any disease that right now biofeedback cannot look into reactivity toward the stress. So we are not talking about diseases. We do not cure. We do not prescribe. We only identify where the stressors are, eliminate the stressors, and put the person back into the perfect balance and harmony which we are brought to this planet with. And then we just go back to be omnipotent and do the best and experience life to the best. And that's the goal that we want to achieve.
Okay. Well, I'm in. So
All right, Hugh.
thanks for coming down today and
My
talking about
pleasure.
this. I didn't realize
Thank you for having me.
you were a quantum feedback, biofeedback practitioner. So thanks. And people can get more info at mylifeforce.ca, and they can give you a call and get the ball rolling.
Thank you.
So thanks.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for the show today. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you learned some stuff like I did. And so go have a great day and give Jasna a call. See you next time, thatchannel.com.